Hello students. So this is the part 2 video of the chapter chemical kinetics. So in our previous video we have discussed about different types of chemical reactions, okay, depending on the rate of the reaction, then the expression of reaction rate. So in our class first we will discuss obviously another type or another expression by which the rate of a reaction can be expressed. So let's come to the board. So suppose a general chemical reaction is this: A plus B, from there D and small capital E. So first I am explaining this chemical equation or this chemical reaction. Okay, so here we can see that two reactants are present here, A and B, and two products have been formed here, which are D and E. Okay, now just see small a and small b. So suppose A moles of reactant A reacts with B moles of reactant B to produce D moles of D and E moles of capital E. Okay, so they are their respective mole numbers. They are their respective mole numbers, as well as we can denote them as molar coefficients. These are called molar coefficients of the reactants and the products. So they also have a very important part in expression of rate of the reaction. So therefore this, if we want to express the rate of this reaction, so therefore rate of reaction small r is equals to, now the rate of the reaction can be expressed individually in terms of A, in terms of B, in terms of D and in terms of E. Okay, so first I am expressing it in terms of A. So just remember, in our first class we have discussed that during the chemical reaction, as the concentrations of reactants decrease gradually, so whenever we are writing the expression we have to use the negative sign. Negative sign denotes here the decrease in concentration of reactant. So when we are expressing it in terms of A, so then we have to write it in this way: minus delta A by delta T. Okay, delta T is a certain time which is required for the reaction. Now another thing, so here the molar coefficient is A, so that will also be written in the expression as minus 1 by A. So the complete expression in terms of A is minus 1 by A delta A by delta T. Now for another reactant, again we have to use the minus sign. Then the molar coefficient has to be written in this way. Then delta B divided by delta T. These are for reactants. Now for products. So for products, negative sign will not be there. That will be positive sign. So no need to write that. So here 1 by D is the coefficient. Delta D by delta T is equal to, just here observe this, I have not given any plus sign. Each and every are the individual expression of this reaction. Okay, they again equal to, then in terms of E it can be written as 1 by E delta E within third bracket divided by delta T. So here whenever these are written within third brackets, so they represent the molar concentrations of the reactants and the products respectively. Okay, they represent the molar concentrations of the reactants and the products. So during this type of reaction, in this type of reaction we have to write the rate in this way. Clear? So one example that I am showing for this type. Suppose the reaction is N2 plus 3H2, from there 2 moles of ammonia has been formed. 1 mole of NH3, nothing is written, means 1, reacts with 3 moles of hydrogen to produce 2 moles of ammonia gas. Okay, all of them are in the gaseous state. So now molar coefficient for nitrogen is 1. So while writing the rate of this equation, minus 1 by 1 means that will be 1. So no need to write this. So delta within third bracket molar concentration of nitrogen divided by delta T is equals to minus 1 by 3 delta H2 divided by delta T, and for NH3 it will be plus 1 by 2 delta NH3 divided by delta T. And one more thing, if all the substances are in the gaseous form, so then we can express them in terms of their pressure also. Okay, this molar concentrations then you have to write in terms of pressure. That thing I will discuss later. So this is the general equation, general expression for this type of reactions containing molar coefficients. Okay, next topic is what are the factors which has effect, what are the factors which have effect on chemical reactions, on the rate of chemical reactions. So factors affecting the rate of chemical reaction. Okay, factors affecting the rate of chemical reaction. So what are the factors? So one by one I am discussing. So first factor, that is concentration. Before discussing this, one thing that I should mention here, that in any type of chemical reaction, the most important thing, that is intermolecular collision. Because whenever a reaction takes place, for conducting the reaction, intermolecular collision is very important or is very necessary part. Okay, that means when we are mixing two reactants, when two or more reactants, when they are mixed with each other, so that means there are two or three different types of molecules present. So when they are placed in a same container or in a same place, so obviously there will be some intermolecular collisions between them, and more is the rate, the more is the number of intermolecular collisions, more will be the rate of the reactions, because more they will collide, okay, in more amount, so it will affect the rate of the reaction. That means in per unit time, if we calculate the rate according to time, so in per unit time, in per second time, the more is the number of molecules they are colliding with each other, so the more will be the concentration of the product that will be formed, right? Per unit time, the more are the number of molecules they are reacting with each other, the more will be the number of products that will be formed per unit time, so that will increase in the rate of the reaction. So the most important thing is intermolecular collision. More is the frequency means number actually, more number of molecules are colliding with each other per unit time, means more will be the rate of the reaction. So all the points, all the factors that we will discuss here, that we have to discuss in terms of intermolecular collision. So first point is concentration. So again, concentration means what? Concentration means, suppose I am showing you two reactant. This is A and this is B. So A is having large or more concentration and B is having lower concentration than A. So more concentration means in per unit volume, large number of molecules are present in case of A. Okay, per unit volume, large number of molecules are present, and here concentration is slower means what? In per unit volume, less number of molecules are present. Now we are mixing another type of substance with it, which is having a fixed concentration, suppose. Okay, which is having a fixed concentration. The same thing I am adding here also, having a fixed concentration. So now when these two are mixed with each other, okay, so as the number of molecules is greater, per unit volume for A, so when they will be mixed with each other, so large number of molecules will collide with each other per unit time. So in this case the rate of the reaction will be high, but in this case whenever they are mixed, both of these are same. This is also C, this is also C. But when C is mixed with B, so as there are less number of molecules present, so intermolecular collisions will happen here also, but the rate or the number of collisions will be less than this. So because of less number of collisions occurring per unit time, so it will cause less rate of reaction. So that is the effect of concentration. Okay, I hope this is clear. So that's why concentration is a very important point, because of this intermolecular case. So larger is the concentration of the reacting molecules, greater will be the rate of reaction. Larger is the concentration of the reacting molecules, greater will be the rate of reaction. Next point, point number 2. Point number 2 is nature of reactants. So just like different types of reaction we have discussed in our previous video, that depends on the bonds which are formed and the bonds which are broken, right? So in the same way, different types of reactions, different types of reactants are there. Suppose this is a reactant, this is also another reactant. Now if the bond is very stronger, so it requires large amount of energy. Not only energy, it will require longer time if the bond is strong. Okay, if the bond between two atoms, this is strong, so it will require large amount of energy as well as longer time to break the bond. But if the bond is weak, so easily it can be broken by applying small amount of energy, as well as it will require smaller time, it will require short period of time. So that means the reactants having weak attractive force between them, or having weak bond between them, they will react more faster than the reactants having a stronger bond between them. So because of this, different types of reactions, they will take place showing different types of rate of reaction, or they will take place taking different types of time period. That is the reaction, that is the cause. Okay, next point is number 3, that is temperature. So obviously temperature has a very remarkable effect on the rate of reaction, right? Suppose in a chemical reaction, if we are observing the reaction, we are observing that it is taking place but in a slower rate. So various reactions are there which requires heating. So heating causes increase in the rate of the reaction. Okay, heating causes increase in the speed of the reaction. So for this reason, in laboratory we can see different reactions are there which take place instantaneously, but different reactions are there which take place slowly at first, but if we heat the reaction, it takes place in a faster rate or with a greater speed. So what is the reason? Because temperature is actually one type of energy, that is heat energy, and whenever any reactant is supplied with heat energy, then it will supply or it will provide kinetic energy to the molecules, right? These are the molecules present in the reactants. When this is supplied with the heat energy. This heat energy will be converted into kinetic energy of the molecules. Kinetic energy is the energy that is related to the motion of these particles. So with this energy, the molecules now will start moving with a greater speed. Okay, they will start moving with a greater speed. So when another molecule has been added here, so they can now attack with it, or they can now collide with it at a very faster rate. So because of this, because of their increase in motion, they can now cause intermolecular collisions in a faster rate, and that increases the rate of the reaction. So it has been seen that for increase in 10 degrees Celsius temperature, okay, for increase in 10 degrees Celsius temperature, the rate of the reaction becomes double or triple. The rate of the reaction becomes double or triple than the initial rate because of increase in 10 degrees Celsius temperature. In many reactions it has been observed. And the last point, that is number 4, surface area. Increase in surface area. Increase in surface area. This type of example already you have learned in your previous classes. Just remember, evaporation takes place when the surface area is large, because in case of a larger surface area, more molecules can come in contact with air. So therefore larger evaporation takes place. When you have studied the evaporation, then you have learned this. Because of larger surface area, more molecules can come at the surface and they can evaporate very easily. But because of smaller surface area, evaporation takes place slowly. Same case will happen during the chemical reaction also. When a molecule or a substance with larger surface area undergoes reaction, so that means more molecules which are present at the surface, they can undergo the reaction. Okay, they can come in contact with another reactant. So the more is the contacting area, the more will be the reaction that is taking place, which will increase the rate of the reaction. So therefore surface area has a very important part, important effect. Suppose we have taken charcoal in a solid mass and in the powdered form, in the grinded form and in the solid mass. So this will be more reactive. The powdered form, that is having larger surface area, so that will be more reactive than the solid mass. So this is because of increase in surface area, more molecules are coming in contact with another reactant molecule. So large number of intermolecular collisions will now take place in case of larger surface area. So that will cause increase in the rate of the reaction. Okay. So these all are the factors of the rate of reaction. Another thing that I have forgotten to discuss, that is what is the rate of reaction. With this I will end this video. So what is the unit of rate of reaction? So unit means, so rate of reaction means what? Change in molar concentration. Change means either it would be increase or decrease. Change in molar concentration divided by change in time. So therefore the units of concentration and time we have to put here. So molar concentration unit means mole per liter and time means second. Okay, so the unit will be mole liter inverse second inverse. So this is the unit. This is the unit of rate of reaction. Or if we take gaseous substances, just like I have told, if we have taken gaseous substances, so then we can express this part in terms of pressure. Okay, for gaseous substances, this one you have to write change in pressure divided by time. So pressure means atmospheric pressure you have to take. So atmosphere divided by second, that means it will be atmosphere second inverse. Second or only S you can write here. So atmosphere per second or atmosphere S inverse. If you use here minute, so that will be atmosphere minute inverse. Okay, atmosphere minute inverse also you can write. Here also you can use second or minute also you can write. Okay, for expressing the time. So that will be then mole liter inverse minute inverse. So in this way we can show the rate of a chemical reaction. Okay, so in our next class we will discuss different types of laws that help us to determine the rate of reaction. Thanks everyone for watching this video.